everyone, I'm Humbly Anna Anders here on this YouTube channel, and I wanted to share some of my family tree mojo. I wanted to share with you how GLOBALPEACE.com came to be, okay? I'm Humbly Anna Anders on this YouTube channel, so come with me and let's look at some pictures here. I was trying to shoot a video just a second ago, but somebody called me long distance and I had to hang up on the video, or the video got interrupted. But this is me when I was a little girl, and then this is also myself here. I look like a wild, I don't know what deer. It's out at my grandma's house there with my siblings and my Aunt Sue. Okay, so that would be at my Grandma Frances's home in Streetsboro, Ohio. And this is our Grandma Frances, who looked like Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies, if you will. See, just like her. That's my mother standing there with her. And this here is my grandmother from New York City, Amparo Figueroa. And her bloodlines would go back to Queen Isabella's court. My mother's bloodlines, well, Queen Isabella's court, and then my father's bloodlines would go back to the Arawak tribal people on the island of Puerto Rico, like the white man named it. So, and then here's a beautiful picture of my mom. And then here's a family picture of us with Grandma Frances there. And matter of fact, I named my oldest daughter Frances, like my Grandma Frances. So, and that's an older picture of my mom and her siblings and my grandmother there. And what I want to say here is, yeah, I want to show you some pictures here. So this is my brother and his wife. And real quick here, guys, my sister-in-law here, her sister worked at Penn State University as a journalist. So I'm trying to tie in some stories here. So our family was up close and personal, actually, and factually, with that Penn State scandal. I haven't heard it out of my sister-in-law's mouth yet about the Penn State scandal, because I don't really talk with my sister-in-law, and my brother would never bring that up to me. But I want to say that all naughty Illuminati roads tie into the Illuminati, the Jesuits from the Catholic Church, and Zionism, okay? So the Catholic Church is the ones that set up all the churches across the United States of America, so they could also set up all those orphanages. So, and I gotta tell you, it worked out real nice for the corrupt Illuminati Jesuit Catholic Church, because my grandfather, this is my grandfather here, let me pull the picture closer. My grandfather here, you can see 4 generations actually. Hold on a minute, I'm going to turn this picture around. Maybe this will show it up better. There, much better. Okay, so this is 4 generations of Arawak tribal people, if you will. This is my grandson, Joel, and my daughter's there in the back. You can't really see her, but you'll see her later. My grandfather, Jesus Figueroa, and then my father there standing, 4 generations. So, and my grandfather had 38 children, people, and he was a full-blown alcoholic. And so, because of the drama, trauma, and chaos within the family, and divorce, what I want to say is that a lot of the children had to go to orphanages because of the alcoholism. And I also want to say that for my grandmother Myrtle here too, my mom and her sisters all grew up in the disease of alcoholism too, and unfortunately for them too, they would experience the loss of 2 of their siblings. And anyways, what I want to say is they would also go and be adopted out as well. So the Catholic Church, the naughty Illuminati ones, would make sure that they would set up these churches across the United States and orphanages, because they knew that what they were going to do to divide and conquer these family bloodlines, okay? So that's what I want to talk about. I also want to talk about how, this is my younger brother Mark, who went into the military, but you can see his fingers blown off here. That happened as a result of playing with my father's .357 Magnum, and yeah, so because of, how do I say this, not having a firearm locked up and put into a locked case, this is what happens to children when they're playing with guns at home. Okay, I'm Humbly Anna Anders on this YouTube channel. I just wanted to do a quick video. I'm looking at all my pictures here of my babies and stuff, and wanted to share this with you about our family tree. So this would be me and my daughter Frances. She finally grew up. And look at those beautiful pictures. So I'm Humbly Anna Anders, and I got to share some more information with you. If you could hang on. I want to talk a little bit about something. I want to talk about how these flags came to be, okay? So, how these flags came to be is because once upon a time, I was living in Parma, Ohio, happily, what I thought was happily married. There's my ex-husband, Dwayne, and we would have our family over for the holidays and stuff, okay? This is my dad, and that's actually and factually my mother-in-law. So, we had a lot of good family times, okay? And this is my husband then opening up his golf clubs for a Christmas gift that I gave him for Christmas, okay? And he's admiring those golf clubs. What I didn't know in that exact moment is that these golf clubs would come back to haunt me for the rest of my life. And what I mean by that is there would be a domestic violence situation that would happen on March 17th, 1990, where he would put his hands on me, and my father was living with us at the time in the same home that I'm showing you here, my dad, right there. What happened was, in the middle of the night, he raged out at me and came after me in a full, blind, alcoholic rage. My father ran out the house for his life and to go get help. He made 911 calls. But my point of this video, guys, is how did these flags come to be? How did these flags come to be? The reason they came to be was because every time I made a 911 call, every time I made that 911 call, officers would come out, and instead of helping me, they would harass me and tell me and say to me, what did you do to cause him to be so violent? What did you do to cause him to stalk you, Anna? What did you do this time, Anna? So repeatedly, I was met with this corruption and disruption of human lives being preserved, protected, and respected. I was being disrespected by the same people within my community that was supposed to protect me. I gotta tell you, the struggle was so real. And I want to go back to my mother and my grandmother for a minute. My mother and my grandmother used to have to run because of domestic violence for their lives. With my grandfather and with my father even, okay? So I want to say that so the bad family tree patterns get handed down. So they had to run for their lives, and so did I. And in the process of running for my life, I would meet people and I would meet support groups that would help me with my domestic violence. I'm showing you right now a coroner's report on Helen Scavara from Parma, Ohio on Grantwood Drive. Matter of fact, the address is 4514 Grantwood Drive. So her husband shot her multiple times. This was a friend of mine. Our boys would play basketball together with the Catholic Church on Saturdays, and it would be that Saturday that I would see, we would be at a ball game, a basketball game, and what happened was her husband would shoot and kill her by the end of that day at approximately, I'm not sure what time it happened, but 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I believe it happened, but he shot her multiple times, and then he did an intraoral shotgun blast to himself. So that's exactly how these peace flags and the idea came to fruition for me, okay? I didn't think anything was wrong with my marriage. I didn't think anything was wrong with my family life. That's my mother-in-law there. And I have letters that say, Dear Anna and Dwayne, from my mother-in-law when we were living in California, so everything was fine. I was a regular family member within my family sacred tree. But after my ex-husband put his hands on me, I had to make a decision for recovery. And I'm talking about genuine recovery. There's a picture. Here it is. I didn't know nothing about alcoholism. I didn't know I came from a family of alcoholics. I didn't even know nothing about me being a potential alcoholic because I always figured our family as being normal. Well, I got to tell you. See here? This is my sister Jackie. Alcoholic, okay? My brother Mark, alcoholic. He goes to AA today, and so does she. And so do I. My oldest brother, I don't see Joe in here. Maybe he took the picture. Where was he? Anyways, what I want to say is, yeah, my brother Joe. Here's my brother Joe here, hon. But what I want to say is, yeah, we all needed to be in the rooms of AA, including my mother at one time. So this is where we're at today. I'm humbly Anna Anders, and I'm trying to explain to you how these flags came to be. Because one day what's going to happen is I know people are going to want to sabotage me more, you bet it, sabotage me more to make fun of me, to laugh at us some more. So I want to show you something. This is my son and his dad and my daughter. Like I said, she was so beautiful. She's still beautiful. And this is my youngest daughter, so beautiful as well. So these are pictures, but I want to show you this. My children and your children draw pictures, right, from time to time? Well, this here happens to be a picture that my son drew of me once upon a time, saying, "This is Anna. No wonder she is like this. She got into a fight with Mike Tyson." This is a picture that my son drew for me as his mother. And this is when I was going through domestic violence. So guys, you want to ask me how these peace flags came to be? I think I explained it all to you. So because of all the drama, trauma, and chaos from local to global, and not only chaos, but corruption too, I want to add something to you as well in this story real quick here. Our family was missing a family member, and that would be Gina DeJesus here in local corrupt naughty Illuminati, Cleveland. I had to do activist work to get Gina home. So I made up activist signs, stop human trafficking now. And I made up these signs, where is Gina? And I gotta tell you, it was hard work in 2011 and 2012 to do activist work to get Gina home, but it definitely paid off. Exactly 1 year later, on my son's birthday, May 6, 2013, on his birthday is when the girls were found. I'm humbly Anna Anders on this YouTube channel, but God has a real sense of humor, because we also have the Dan Ficker story within our family tree today, history. My son is actually with Dan Ficker's beautiful lady, Tiffany Urbach, and my son is now raising Dan Ficker and Tiffany Urbach's so beautiful children, Lauren and Dominic. And then I've been blessed, so blessed, with the grandson that is so gorgeous, and I'm so grateful for Thawa's son, Little Man Warrior. So I think I pretty much shared the story of how these peace flags came to be. I hope you can understand it took years and multiple generations of drama, trauma, and chaos to our family tree history for these peace flags to come to be. And how dare anybody deny and try to lie about this story and to manipulate it into a falsehood that isn't true. And the truth is, I know that these golf clubs came back to haunt me because my ex-husband golfed on the golf course with the judges from that community. Her relative was a judge there in the city of Parma, and with the police officers and the detectives. So once you have the good old boys club going, they only look out for the good old boys clubs. You know what I'm saying? And it's all a rich man's trick, and it all trickles down from the corrupt, naughty, Illuminati ones, okay? I'm showing you these pictures because I'm tying in. This is pictures of a wax museum in Hollywood, but this is an actual picture of a hospital that I was born at here in corrupt, naughty Illuminati, Cleveland, Ohio. I'm humbly Anna Anders, and I've said way too damn much. But I know once upon a time we were so happy until that severe domestic violence situation took place at our home, March 17th, 1990. And then the corrupt, naughty Illuminati ones did everything to cover all that crap up, and it caused severe harm to my children. And I will never forget that. Have a great day, everybody. I am soul inspired to make these flags even some more. Bye.